Mistakes, they happen. They happen all the time. However, the one time you don't want them to happen are in a decisive live-or-die playoff atmosphere. The regular season is one thing, but the playoffs, well, that's another animal altogether. And the lights shine no brighter than at Yankee Stadium, where magic seems to always unfold in these moments. There are moments, and it only takes one, where you just drop the ball, literally. In Game 3 of the ALCS versus Houston, Harrison Bader dropped a fly ball with 2 outs in the first inning, which led to a 2-run home run by Chas McCormick. The Astros would go on to sweep the series. Here are our top 5 devastating playoff errors in MLB history. Number 5, Matt Holliday in Game 2 of the 2009 NLDS versus the Dodgers. With 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning, the Cardinals were about to tie the game and get the series to 1 game apiece. But Holliday lost James Loney's liner to left in the lights, and the ball bounced off his midsection, which started a 2-run rally, giving LA a surprise victory en route to a series sweep. Number 4, Tony Fernandez in Game 7 of the 1997 World Series versus the Marlins. Fernandez's error in the 11th inning is what set the table for a dramatic walk-off win by the Marlins. After that Fernandez error, Bobby Bonilla went to third and Counsell ended up safe at first. Later on in the inning, Craig Counsell raced around third with the winning run on an Edgar Renteria bases-loaded single to capture the World Series for the Marlins.
The 0-1 pitch. A liner off Nagy's glove into center field. The Florida Marlins have won the World Series.
Number 3, Mariano Rivera in Game 7 of the 2001 World Series versus the Diamondbacks. Rivera's moments of failure in the postseason have been extremely rare, but in Game 7 of the 2001 World Series, he committed a throwing error after fielding Damian Miller's sacrifice bunt attempt with no outs. The errant throw allowed David DeLucci to take second, and later it set up the stage for a walk-off bloop single by Luis Gonzalez. This went down as one of the most famous endings in World Series history.
Floater, center field, the Diamondbacks are world champions.
Number 2, Alex Gonzalez in Game 6 of the 2003 NLCS versus Florida. Chicago Cubs fan Steve Bartman's name somehow proves bigger than shortstop Alex Gonzalez in the lore of this infamous error in the 8th inning. But without the Gonzalez error, we may not have known Bartman's name at all. Miguel Cabrera hit what should have been an inning-ending double play ball towards Gonzalez. The shortstop bobbled it, which opened the door to an 8-run Marlins inning, which continued the playoff pain for the Cubs, but more so for poor Steve Bartman.
Hey, you know that fan interference we've been blaming Bartman on all these years? That's our error. It was Gonzalez who made the error that allowed this whole thing to happen. And by the way, that wasn't fan interference.
Again in the air, down the left field line. Alou reaching into the stands and couldn't get it. That's awfully close to fan interference right there.
You know, it's time we all stop picking on this poor schlep Bartman. It wasn't fan interference. Clearly, Alou reaches into the stands. It's fair game. Listen here, fair game. Hey, before we get into our number 1 most devastating error in MLB history, we want to hear from you. What's your call in the comments below? Hey, that's the name of the channel. What was your most memorable, remember, memory, that's the name of it. What was your most memorable, devastating error? Let us know.
And number 1, Bill Buckner in Game 6 of the 1986 World Series versus the Mets. What is there to be said that hasn't already been said about Bill Buckner's famous error at Shea Stadium in Game 6? This devastating error has been one of the most famous moments in MLB World Series history.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
And the pitch by Stanley, and a ground ball trickling. It is a fair ball. Gets by Buckner. Rounding third Knight. The Mets will win the ball game. The Mets win. They win. Unbelievable. The Red Sox in stunned disbelief. A slow ground ball went right through the legs of Buckner. Down the right.
Let's see.
Huh? Oh, you want to see it?
Let me see it. Quick. Let me see it.
Buck, catch. What?
What are you doing?
You know, errors can be devastating, but of course, umpires don't err. You know, to err is human, to be an umpire is divine. Check out the most controversial calls in MLB playoff history. Check out the next video right here.